can't knock the hustle. And if you gotta get in place, then we gon' put your business on display. Grab a seat with Nisha for a minute. And if you got the goods, we can talk about your business. She know what it's like to make a move independently. And I don't fake what's like that. We've been trusting God like that. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, we gon' put your business on display.
Happy Wednesday, everybody. Happy Wednesday. I am Nisha here with Nisha's Network on We Work Wednesday. Every Wednesday, we're here at 12 noon Central Standard Time. And I am so glad to be here. It's cold outside still here in the Chicagoland area, but we're here pushing through the snow and making the most of it, and always providing a platform for people that we think you should know. And today I am super excited about my guest today. I want to share a little bit that it's really wonderful when you meet someone that was a referral to Nisha's Network, because that means there's that warm and fuzzy market of talking to people you kind of know all the time. But it's also such a joy to hear when someone else has logged on and plugged into Nisha's Network that I'm not really familiar with. And so that's the privilege of today. And I'm excited about it because my guest today is Kanitha, and with KC Like Your Image. And I just want to welcome her today. So welcome, Kanitha.
Thank you so much, Nisha. Thank you for having me.
All right. So tell us a little bit about yourself. When I saw your name, KC Like, I guess that's the image name. That's your brand.
That's my brand, yes.
Okay, so it's KCLYKE. I love the name and the brand. But just tell me a little bit about Kanitha, and then go ahead and you can shout out who referred you to Nisha's Network as well.
Okay, so my name is Kanitha. I'm affectionately known as KC Like, and sometimes people just call me Lady Like because they say, "Oh, you're such a lady." So I have been in the beauty industry for almost 10 years now, and I have been doing coaching for about 15 years. And so I love what I do. I love helping people to tap into taking care of themselves and being the best version of themselves so they can give that best version to the people that they love. So we're always better when we're happy with ourselves. So that's just a little bit about me. I was referred to Nisha's Network by Marilyn Alexander. She is amazing and she knows Nisha. She said, "Oh, you need to know Nisha. You need to connect." And so here I am connecting.
That's wonderful. So personally, I heard you, I saw that you are a mom. So tell us about your babies. May not be babies. I don't know.
Yeah, I have my two little miracle girls. They are 4 and 2 years old, and they give me a run for my money. Oh boy, do they. My Jessica and my Nia. So they are amazing. They're bright, they're smart, they are just, yes, they are my pride and joy. Yes, it's the greatest title by far, is the title of mom.
That's awesome. So I think your microphone is kind of rubbing against your sweater just a little bit, making a little feedback noise. But thank you so much for just being my guest today. First of all, I found out that we are in the same industry, and we're going to talk a little bit about her background, your background and everything. But being in the same industry of beauty, that's another bonus. Like, I feel like I could just like exhale a little bit because we can talk about bringing change to people's life. And today our interview is really going to focus more on your coaching business, but I think you're going to be able to allow us to all embrace what the well-roundedness of KC Like and Like Your Image. Now correct me if I'm wrong. So KC Like is the name, or is it Like Your Image? Tell me a little bit about both.
The name of the company is Like Your Image.
Okay,
LLC.
Like Your Image. Okay.
So if you're looking for the company, it's under Like Your Image.
Okay.
I use my initials KC Like because sometimes people are tripping and they're stammering, how do you pronounce your name? And so it just makes it so easy just to go with the initials, and everyone just calls me K, and it's just easy. So it's more of a preference of my name.
Okay. All right. So tell us a little bit why you decided to name it Like Your Image. Why did you brand as Like Your Image?
It was actually, when I married my husband, I thought that the last name was the coolest name I had ever heard in my life. I just thought it was
your actual last name.
That is my last name, is Like, Lyke.
Oh, wow, that is so cool.
So I say it's the greatest gift that my husband gave me, is this cool last name, right? And so I just thought that we had to find a way to capitalize on this cool name. And so it was just kind of like a few weeks of us kind of brainstorming and kicking ideas around, and me kind of sharing with him what I wanted to do with the company. And and I think I was sitting in church one day and I almost jumped up and screamed when I finally nailed the name. I was like, I know it's going to be like your image, and the slogan is "Love who you are." And we just fell in love with it, and it was amazing. And so that's kind of how I came up with the name. I wanted to incorporate our last name as we build a legacy to leave to our children.
Love who you are stands out to me when you said that. And so tell me why that kind of dropped in your spirit to love who you are. Is there anything personal behind that? Or is it just one of those things that it just dropped on you for everyone? Or, what brought on that portion right there of like your image?
I think it kind of dropped on me for everyone, just in my years of working in ministry and working in government. Um, I Maybe it was just my own personal journey. I always come across these people that they just weren't quite happy with some things in their life. And when it really boiled down to it, it was some regret or something that they weren't happy with within themselves.
Mm,
So, as I tell all of my clients when they come to me, I don't want you to just like your image. I want you to love who you are. And that's kind of the way I begin and end everything. Because I think that when you do have this greater awareness or encompassment of loving yourself, that illuminates into everything else that you do. When you are totally, completely in love with you, it trickles into your relationships, it trickles into your work, it just trickles into everything. And I think it's so important to get to that point where you're totally centered in who you are and you love who you are. And it just makes life even more greater when you get to that point.
wow, that's really, really good. I could think of that, and I'm thinking about self-esteem in general. Like that just really speaks to your self-esteem, and asking those questions, even while you were making the statements, it's like asking yourself, do you really like yourself? Do you love yourself?
Mhm.
So tell us a little bit. I heard you say, you used to work for the government. You were in corporate America at first, and then what made you flip the script?
I worked in higher education. I did recruiting and training. And this was about, God, 2006 or 2005, I want to say. And that was when we had like one of the first market crashes in the 2000s. And
Mm-hmm.
because we studied the trends and the forecast of the market, it was like, okay, we could see it coming before the bottom fell out. And so
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay, we have to move. We have to get somewhere safe, for those of us that were in the industry. And then in the early 2000s, a lot of major companies were outsourcing their HR piece. They were outsourcing it. They didn't want to carry the overhead of it. And that's when you come to the awareness that, okay, my job, I'm expendable, And so it was kind of like, I need to find somewhere else to kind of go safely because I had a house, I had a mortgage, and what do you do? It's kind of like what we're all living now with COVID.
Yes.
And so that's when I kind of said, oh, let me take a look. My dad always harped, oh, get a good city job. It's secure, it's safe, and those kind of things. So I did. I looked at the city and I said, okay, what could I do? Where could I kind of use my skills and transition over? And that was really how I ended up working in local government. It was a good move. It gave me a chance to build that nest egg. And I am a firm believer, and sometimes you have to work the job that you don't want to work so
Wow.
that you can save up and use it to fund your dream. And that's what I did. I spent 12 years working a job that I really didn't want to work. I stacked up my money. I maxed out in my pensions and just everything that I could save up money. And when it was time, I said, okay, I simultaneously built my company and worked that job I didn't want to work. And I smiled every day and said, I have an end game in mind. And sometimes we have to do that. And that's what I did.
That's really awesome. And the fact that you put that in your plan is huge. And a lot of people don't have that to put in their plan because they're thinking, this is what I have to do. And people are not really tapping into their passion or their purpose. And I believe that that's what Like Your Image is all about, is really to pull out the passion and the purpose that you have inside of you. So tell me a little bit about why you chose to go into this business for yourself. Why this field with coaching and just really the beauty of the total woman or the beauty of the total man. I guess I should say the handsomeness of the total man. Anyway, is it literally just for women or is it for men and women?
It's for men and women. I do
Okay.
have men and women clients, which is why I went back and got my barbering license because I said, oh my God, I have these men. What if they want a total makeover? I just wanted to give them that extra layer of service. I really feel like, sometimes we can say we want to do something and sometimes it's a calling. And I felt like being in this industry, it was really a calling. It was really something that I was always naturally good at, something that I did for free, right? Something that I willingly gave away because I loved it so much. And I had a really good friend. She said, what you do is a business. I don't know how it's a business, but it's a business. And you really need to see God and figure out how to make it a business and make it work for your life. And so that's what I did. I had a work injury. I was on crutches for 8 months and I was back in that position where, I'm expendable again. I need to figure out how to take my passions and what I love and create income for myself so that I'm never feel expendable again, that I can be laid off or, thrown to the side because I can be replaced. And so that's what I did. I spent a lot of time soul searching. I talk about it a lot in my book. I have an upcoming book called Live the Change. And I talk a lot about my journey and how I came to that point of finding my passion, connecting to my passion, connecting to what it is that I truly love, and using that as a springboard to jumpstart my company and to live a life that's fulfilling, that's meaningful, and that I can still every day feel like I'm contributing and I'm doing something to touch the life of another person.
That's really great. I'm thinking about what you were saying that, something you really love. So you said for many years you were already, doing the job. Where did you find yourself actually coaching and encouraging people on your corporate job or your in
I
right there?
did.
Yeah.
I did. I was the girl that everyone pulled their seat up to her desk and, okay, can I go to lunch? And I need to talk. And this is going on in my marriage. And it's like, I don't know. I had counselors stamped on my head imaginarily and only certain people could see it. And it was like the running joke of my life that no matter what I did, no matter where I went, I was always that girl that, and it was an honor that people trusted me to know that they could confide and share things. And it stayed with me. Like whatever you told me, it's your business to tell. I don't tell your business. I don't share your business. And, it's like, okay, I have to find a way to package this into a company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think about that, and I want to go on, and I think you've already kind of answered that, but I think it's amazing how I'm getting a tongue twister because I'm thinking about how many people are actually on their jobs and they're actually doing their passion, which is not their job, but you're already doing it. What you're saying is the gift is already there. You just have not tapped into it. You're doing it without knowing that you're doing it. And so,
Yes.
like you said, the job was expendable. How can you encourage, viewers to really kind of say, what, how can they really find out what really is their passion and their purpose? You know what I mean? Even if they're working another job, how can you encourage them to say, no, you know what, you really can discover what's really inside of you beside contacting Like Your Image. Okay, that's the first thing. You can contact Like Your Image, okay, to get a consultation. I've been on the website, but how can you encourage people to know?
It's so interesting because I have a whole segment in my book dedicated to this because I knew, people
Just
would
give us a
ask.
snippet, okay? Don't give
Yes.
us the whole thing because they're going to have to purchase the book. So
Yeah, so definitely get the book. But in a nutshell, what I would say, in order for you to find your purpose, is one thing you want to look for. It's excitement. It's something that you're doing in your life and you're excited to do it. It makes you happy. It brings you joy. You light up and you might feel like, huh, don't nobody do this better than me. That's usually your gift. That's usually your calling. It's something you're naturally good at. And whether it's drawing, whether it's building, whether it's, styling hair, whatever it is, it's something that lights you up on the inside. It gives you that spring in your step and it makes your day happy. And that's something that you want to incorporate in your life and do more of it. And then you ask yourself, is there any way that I can make money off of this? Is there any way that I can generate an income off this thing that I do for free that already makes me happy?
right.
And that's kind of how you begin to find that path and finding your joy.
That is really good. That's really good. So, what's some of the most rewarding things that have happened to you while since you've launched, like your image? Besides your new book that's coming out, we'll talk about that a little later. But what are some of the rewarding things that have transpired?
I think for me, one of the most rewarding things is just having this unlimited joy that I wake up every day and I'm happy. You
Mm,
know, I remember working that job and I'm sitting in traffic for an hour and a half each way, and I'm fussing and I'm angry, and just all the things that come along with working a job that you really don't want to work, whether you're commuting or wherever you're going, and you're just not happy. And
mm,
you wake up and you're like, "Ugh, it has to be more to life than that." And I feel
mm.
like I finally found that sweet spot. I'm doing what makes me happy. I always feel like whatever I do, I want to contribute and feel like I can really touch the life of another. And so just really having that unlimited joy and living my dreams. And in doing that, I'm more available for my kids, and I'm able to show them that you can accomplish anything you want and anything you believe if you stay the course, if you work really hard and you don't give up.
That's good. Um, I think about what you said right there because you're able to do so much, the flexibility and the joy and the peace that you have with doing what you do. And we did a couple segments back, little things people say jolt my memory on millennial entrepreneurs and how. I've recently, hooked up with the Clubhouse app, and it's been really pretty amazing to really kind of connect and network. But I was thinking about how many people are doing what you're doing and how many people are wanting to start new businesses. And what would you say to people to say, creating a plan? Just dive out there and do it, or come up with what type of plan, what strategy would you recommend for people? I know this is not a part of our regular questions, but I think about how that 12 years where you said you saved, you stored up, was it working in your mind all of a sudden, or just after the injury, it was a light bulb, or did you have a goal in mind all along?
I always had a goal in mind.
You did.
I
Okay.
did always have a goal in mind. I've always had a personal vision and mission statement for my life. So if you spend
Mm,
some time and figure out what is meaningful to you and have direction. You can look at companies. Every company has a vision and a mission statement, what they stand for, what they believe, and you should have one. The Bible says without a vision, the people shall
yes,
perish.
yes.
You have to have a vision for your life and ask God what it is that He wants to do with your life. And really spend some time figuring out who you are, what you're here for, because we're all here for a reason and a purpose. And so that's kind of why I say I kind of always had it, this knowing that I want to do something meaningful. Don't quite know how I'm going to do it, but I know that I want to do it, and always searching for a way to explore those things that bring me joy, that explore those things that bring me happiness, and say, okay, now how can I capitalize on this? How can I maximize this? I think when I was in grad school, I spent a lot of time learning how to structure. My degree is building structures and organizations, right? So, and so it was kind of jump started that whole idea that I can do this. And for many years, privately, I help people start their own companies and their businesses and encourage them. And that's that coaching thing. Like, I did it for free,
Right,
guys. I did it so long for free
right,
because I just loved it and I was just naturally good at it.
right.
But having a plan for yourself, research. If it's something that you think you want to do or you have an idea, it doesn't hurt to do a little digging, do a little homework, educate yourself. If it's something you don't know, seek out people that are doing what you already want to do and see if they're willing to have a Zoom meeting with you right now. We're in COVID, so nobody's doing a lunch date, hopefully not. But reach out and get a mentor, get someone that you can shadow, someone can take you under their wing, someone who's willing to share and help you get to where it is that you're trying to go. Because if they don't know, they may be connected to someone who does, like Nisha know all these people, right? So that's the power of networking. You connect to someone who knows someone who knows someone who could help
That
you get further along in your dream.
That is so good. And also surrounding yourself with people who are going to actually set you ablaze. Because
Yes.
if people are not excited about what you have going on, and cheering you on along in the process, then maybe you need to like check your surroundings, you know? I love
Yes.
what you said about having a vision. Where there's no vision, the people perish. And that's what God's word says. So I think if you didn't give out any tip today, you gave us write out your own personal mission statement, right? Write out
Hmm.
your own personal. Who has done that? And I had to tackle mine a couple weeks ago, and it can change throughout time, right?
Yes.
It can
It
change.
will change
It will change.
because your life changes. You change, you evolve, you grow. And when you see that you've met those goals, then it's perfectly okay to revisit that mission statement and say, oh, wow, look at what I've accomplished.
Yes.
What is the next thing that I would like to accomplish? What is the next thing I would like to tackle in my life? And then it will change. It's a breathing, living document.
That's good. Well, I want you to tell viewers how they can get in contact with you, and then when they get to your website, there's something about the makeover, there's something about the coaching, and really just really, I even saw that you're a stylist as well, to help people dress the part. Look, you guys, if you all are raggedy out there, go to like your image, okay? I don't know if that's the website. I have it here. Like
It
your
is.
image.com, LYKE, yourimage.com. If you don't like your image, and if you think your image is great, and it's not, your internal is amazing and your external is a little shabby, contact like your image, okay? So tell people how they can get in contact with you, Kanika.
Well, I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. It's easy to find. Like Your Image. That's LYKE, Your Image. The website is www.likeYourImage.com. I do offer a complimentary consultation for those. So if you're on this call and you're like, what's a mission vision statement for my life? Utilize your 30-minute consultation and book an appointment with me, and we can go
Wow.
through that. I will help you with that. Unless you just have something else that's more important that you want to use your 30 minutes for. But if you really want to tackle that, I believe that that's a great foundation to start. You could book a consultation right through the website. It'll pull up the calendar and it'll give you my availability, and you pick what's available for you. You schedule that appointment, and the rest is history.
That is wonderful. I want to ask you, what advice would you give someone who wants to get started and just I'm gonna say changing their life or really seeking out their passion and their purpose? I know the first advice, you guys, if she offered a 30-minute free consultation, you need to take advantage of that. Not many coaches are offering that gift to the world. That's very true. I don't offer it. So the truth is that you guys take advantage of that because it makes a difference when you have someone to help you pull out your thoughts and really and pull out the definition of who you really are and what you're trying to accomplish. So tell us about how you can encourage someone to say, you know what, I think I like what Casey like is doing. I'm interested in starting my own thing. What would you say?
As far as starting their own business,
Well, starting their own business, yes.
so, the first thing I would say is the best advice that I was given is if you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. And that's kind of what I said, kind of echo what I said earlier.
Girl, that is so good. Say that again a little louder.
If you love what you do, you will never work a day in your life. Yeah, because work is grueling, right? We may kind of hate it, not like it, but if you love it, like I can go for hours. I mean, I'll not eat and just everything. But when I'm loving what I do, I look up and it's 6 o'clock and it's, oh my God, I need to stop, or I need to take a break, or because I love what I do. When you love what you do, you never work a day in your life.
That
Your
is so
passion
good.
drives you. You have enjoyment. You have fulfillment. You have all those things that are meaningful and let you know that there's something more to life. Um, the next thing I would say is educate yourself. If you know you want to be a coach, Google and research if there are certification programs. I did it for many years and I still went back and got credentials and certifications because I believe in not just telling someone this is what I do. Yes, I have credentials and I have 20 years of experience behind me because I always want to be the best that I can be for my clients. I continuously take continuing education, educate yourself, look
Yes.
at what other coaches are doing. I offer the 30-minute consultation because some people may not be aware of what a coach does. That gives you a way to taste and test what I do
That's
before you
good.
invest into a program. And so that's why I do it. And so you can see what others are doing. And the last thing I would say is continuously be a lifelong learner. The day that you stop learning is the day that you die. you physically alive, but you're dead on the inside.
Yes.
So don't be afraid to learn something new. Don't be
Yes.
afraid to try something new. Always have the mind and the posture of being a lifelong learner.
Always be in the posture of being a lifelong learner or a student. And I was thinking about this. Someone was like, purchase my book, purchase my book. And it was said to me, well, how many books have you read of others while you're wanting people to purchase your book? So if you're educating yourself, it makes a world of difference. Make sure you're supporting other people and tapping into people that are doing the same thing that you are doing, being that student of life and that student of what you're trying to learn or aspire to be after. So thank you so much. I want to ask you this last question. If you all have joined us, we've been interviewing with Casey Like, likeyourimage.com, and her book is coming out very soon, A Life Well Lived. Did I say it right?
Live the change.
Live the change. Oh my goodness. Live the change. Come on, everybody. Live the change. And when will it be out?
It'll be out in the spring.
It'll be out in the spring. Okay. In the
But
spring.
if you're following me, or if you're on my website or on Instagram, and I'm constantly posting updates, and I will post when the book launch and all of that is going to be. It'll definitely be on Amazon.
Okay, that's awesome. So out of all the things you're proud of, what are you most proud of?
I think I said it as being a mom. Like, you know how all these titles, I'm a stylist, I'm a coach, I'm a expert in the field of holistic, medicine and non-medicated holistic field. But I love being a mom. And I think that's the greatest title that I have, is mom. And they are my first little clients right here at home. It's my job to teach them. It's my job to train them. It's my job to pour into them. It's my job to help them grow up to be kind, loving, self-efficient individuals. And I take that title very proudly. It is the most coveted title that I've always wanted. It's just to be a mom.
Oh, that's so beautiful. You raising little coaches, huh? Come on, they're going to know how to like their image. I think that's the best gift that you can offer, being a mom and really pouring into them the very thing that you teach, which is such a gift. Well, thank you so much for sharing with me today. I'm looking forward to talking to you further within the year and collaborating with you and connecting with you so that we can do some things together. That will be so exciting to encourage people in this world. So I'm so privileged to meet you. Thank you for taking the time to be a part of Nisha's network, and looking forward to more future and growth. Casey, you guys, likeyourimage.com, LYKE, yourimage.com. Follow her on Facebook, Instagram. And are you on LinkedIn as well? I wasn't sure.
I am on LinkedIn, yes.
Okay, LinkedIn as well. So all platforms, you guys, reach out, get your 30-minute consultation, go to the website and receive a free consultation on how to shift the very existence of your life so that you can love what you do, so you'll never work a day in your life. Thank you so much, Kanitha, and have a nice day, girl. Looking forward to connecting more.
Yes, it's been an honor and a pleasure. Thank you so much.
All right. Bye-bye.